ways of becoming a Canadian PR or permanent resident. However, of course, let me just list the ways. So you can become a Canadian permanent resident by applying through Express Entry, through graduate stream program, through through investment stream, so many other ways, through provincial nomination, federal skilled worker, federal skilled trade, and Canadian experience class. So these are the ways. However, it can never be overemphasized that one of the easiest and the fastest way of becoming a Canadian permanent resident is through student route. Now, in this video, I'm gonna be walking us through on the secret to becoming a Canadian permanent resident as an international student through student route in a faster way, like getting it as fast as, even faster than someone that started applying for PR straight. Because there are people that started applying for PR in the past 3 years. If you want to ask around, they haven't even gotten 4 years, 5 years, 2 years, as the case may be. But this secret that I'm going to share with you will help you to get the PR in a very fast way. So stay with me if this is something you want. Hello, everyone. My name is Manaria. I love to research about Canada immigration. I give information about Canada immigration, UK, US immigration. I give information about health, life in Canada, and others. I upload videos at least once every week, but sometimes I upload even more than one video in a week. Please do subscribe my channel and click on that bell there so that whenever I upload new videos, you will know. And remember, some of this Canada news and all these news are fastest fingers. When you are aware, you quickly act before they say, oh, they've closed that stream or they've closed that program. You've already acted on it. And like I keep saying, always keep your documents ready. Have your IELTS. IELTS expires after 2 years. And have all your documents ready so that whenever a stream comes out, you can easily apply. Remember to share my video. You might just be helping someone out there by sharing this information. A lot of people want to do some things, but they don't even know where to get the information from. And they keep making mistakes. Someone is going to come out tomorrow to say, oh, you helped my life by one information you shared on a WhatsApp group, on your Facebook page, Instagram page, as the case may be. So please share this video on your social media handles. And thank you for doing that. Remember to like, comment. Thank you so much and welcome again. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the fastest ways of becoming a Canadian permanent resident using student route. So I would say that if you're coming into Canada as a student, it's an honor. Like if you get in as a student, and I had a video where I made about schools where you can apply and get your pay lesser, like not so high. I made that video. I'm gonna put that video on the link to that video on the description box in case it's something you want to go take a look at. So now when you get admission to come and study in Canada, what I will do in this video is, first of all, I'm gonna list the provinces where you can study fast and then start your process of PR right away. And then I'm gonna list also how you will go about it. And then I will let us know that, I will let us know also the eligibility criteria for those provinces. And as a bonus, I will also tell us about a program that one of the provinces started that is something you might want to look at. So join me and then let's be on this ride. So what I would say is, if you want to have a PR faster or go through PR faster, I'd suggest that what I would do if I were to require that for myself is to go for a program that is short. You first of all have to look at the programs that you did. Probably you did a particular course. Let me say you did sociology. I don't know why I love to use sociology as an example. Anyways, what just it's always on the top of my head. So if you did, for instance, you did sociology in Africa or in any country outside Canada, and probably you want to take up a course, that is, you check out for the in-demand courses for that particular provinces. All these provinces that I'm mentioning, these are provinces that I'm very, very sure they do what I'm going to be talking about. There are other provinces, but these ones, I am very sure of them. So you check out for their in-demand course, and then you pick that in-demand course, the one that relates to either the occupation. I know that some of us in Nigeria did some courses. You might see someone that did a course in sociology, for instance. They are doing another job. Maybe in the past 10 years, they've been working as maybe a nurse aide, a care worker, a computer typist, or whatever. Some people don't even do the courses that they studied in school. So that is also acceptable, because let me explain, you already did have an experience in that. So now when you are writing your SOP, you're gonna have to include that, okay, even though, let me say, for instance, what do you call it, a province that, let me say that support worker, direct support worker or disability support worker is in their occupation in demand. Okay, so we're talking about both occupation, using occupation in demand route, or just coming in with any course of your choice, right? Now, occupation, and remember, we are focus of this video is how to do that faster. Like, you don't want to spend 3 years in, 3 years in a school, or 2 years in masters and all of that, like something that is very fast. Okay, so now you check it, and then you probably did a work, or you were doing a work in that field in your home country. It's okay, you can apply, and you can explain to the immigration officer that, okay, this is where I want to go. Probably you were doing that course and you want to know more about it, you want to go to get that certificate. You can apply and say, okay, I want to go into this, maybe tailoring, or into repair out machineries, and no matter what it is. And my reason is because I did I have been working in this profession in the past years, number of years, and I think it's time for me to get, even though it wasn't what I studied in school, there's a way you have to provide your statement of purpose in a way that the person reading it will align. Because one of the reasons that people don't actually get their PR is because, not their PR, I meant their SP, that's study permit, is because you studied music and you're coming to Canada to read mathematics. Like, it's not, like, it doesn't make sense. If you studied music in Nigeria and you probably worked in a company, or you worked as a teacher teaching music, or even teaching mathematics or something, it's understandable that, okay, yeah, I studied music, but I probably couldn't get a job, or I lost interest. You could even, you may have done something in the uni for 4 years and you came out and you didn't have the interest again. It's also part of the things in your SOP, you have to be sincere. You have to say it the way it is. Because these immigration officers are not robots. They're human beings. They have feelings too. And you know what? Canadians, people that live in Canada, people change their mind. People, you can just be talking with someone and they're doing this, in the next moment they will come and tell you that, oh, they change their mind. And that is why they have very high return policy. You might get a bag today, and you get home and you change your mind and say, oh, I don't like this handbag again. You can go back to the mall and say, oh, I changed my mind, I don't like it. So, and they understand that people can change their mind. So you may have been in the uni, you may have done sociology or agric in the uni, and you came out from the uni and like, oh my God, what did I just do? I really do not like this course that I did. I don't want to practice that. And you started working as a typist or as a teacher or whatever it is you're working at. So these are the things you present in SOP. When those people read it, they understand that human beings, and they can be fair most of the times, right? They will understand and say, okay, this person is trying to go study. But when you did a different course and you didn't even do any work relating to that course, and then you're coming to tell the immigration officer, hey, I'm coming to Canada now, I want to come and study technology, like just something, like, it's not making sense. This person is going to feel like, oh, what are you even coming to do? I don't understand you. Canada, it's not illegal for you to come to Canada and decide, if you think you love the country after your postgraduate work permit, and if it's something you want to do, you can apply for postgraduate work permit. Some people come and then do studies, and after their postgraduate work permit, they change their mind and decide to leave. So it's up to you what you really want. But this video is just about explaining the fastest way. So what you want to do is you look for courses that are less than 1 year. Okay, so the law they said is at least your course should be 8 months to 1 year. Now, when you go to all these provinces I'm going to be listing, they have courses, diploma courses, certificate courses, okay, like the disability support worker courses, community continuing care assistant courses, so many of them that you can take in 1 year. Is most times they put 1 year in the certificate because sometimes it's actually crash program. So it's 1 year including I think the vacation and everything. So, but if you do an 8 months program, it's still gonna come into your certificate as a 1 year. So, and like I said in my previous videos, if you did a 1 year program, you're getting a postgraduate work permit of 1 year. If you did a 2 years program, you're getting a postgraduate work permit of 2 years. But why people don't sometimes encourage people to do a 1 year program is, for instance, you're doing a 1 year program in business administration or whatever, and then you're coming out, you're just a foreigner, you're coming out to come and say you want to admin a business, like it doesn't really make sense. So sometimes the advice is always like, okay, look out for, in those provinces, look out for the in-demand courses, okay? Maybe sometimes the in-demand courses are care jobs, the care courses, those are courses that once you come out from school, in fact, you're getting a job even as your student. And the beautiful thing about these provinces is that they calculate the number of hours you work as a student. Imagine you're studying for that 1 year and you work, and now in Canada, you can even work as much hours that they don't care how much you work. So that's 720 hours or something that some provinces are requiring you to have. So for instance, Saskatchewan, they're requiring you to have. You can even have that before you finish your 1 year program. Now that they are allowing people to do a full time. Isn't it amazing? It's amazing. So you don't want to waste your time. You do just the 8 months program, and your certificate is going to come out as 1 year. And when you are done with that, you wait for your postgraduate work permit. Once the postgraduate work permit is out, what you want to do is to apply for instance, Saskatchewan Express Entry. You apply for that, and once you apply for that, you're good to go. You wait for your PR, and that is it. So now the number one that I have mentioned already is Saskatchewan, okay? So you can see the eligibility is, if you schooled in that Saskatchewan as a city, okay, the eligibility is you must have graduated from a recognized post-secondary institution in Saskatchewan with, you can see, certificate. Most certificate courses are usually 8 months, okay? But I would always suggest that if you want to go for certificate, please always make sure that you check the in-demand. So go for the certificate courses that are the in-demand, so that by the time you graduate, you're getting a job. Okay, and they need you. So once they're applying, you're getting your PR right away because they need you. Don't go for courses that are those light courses and those is it tushed, or those fancy courses that Canadians are taking. You want to go and start taking all those courses, you come out, you might not, like it's going to take you time getting it. But when you take in demand courses, all employers are out there looking out for you. They even come to schools to employ you. They come to school and employ you. They come for job fair and all of that. So that's what you want to do. So you can look out for diplomas. Some of their diplomas are 2 years, and then a degree ranging from 3 to 4 years. So it's up to you, right? So you must have worked a minimum of 6 months. You can see. This is awesome. Like, my people, this is awesome. So this is 780 hours. Sorry, not 20, 780 hours of paid employment. Trust me, from the moment you step your feet in Saskatchewan, you're getting a job. Like, I am saying what I'm very sure of, okay? And the most amazing and awesome thing about Saskatchewan is that the work experience includes the on-campus, the off-campus, the co-op terms, and then the graduate fellowship can be verified by your institution. Work experience gained as a postgraduate work experience. So if you come into Canada, or you are living in Saskatchewan and you're working, that work that you're doing when you're going to school, you come back in the evening, you go to work, they are counting it for you. And trust me, by the time you're done with 8 months, of course, that's the minimum, you're almost done. You've already, gotten this, which is very easy for you to get, except you're not hardworking. So, and then you currently hold a postgraduate, valid post-graduation work permit or open work permit issued, the work permit, right? You have permanent or full-time job offer in your field of study from an approved Saskatchewan employer. The job must be in these occupations. You can see, so this is occupation 1, 2, 3. So you can now see, I've already made a video on how you can know your NOC. So you check the NOC and the tier, okay? Related to your study and requires post-secondary education, Okay, so please, I need to stress something here. So when they say related to your study, it doesn't mean that maybe when you came into Canada and probably you studied disability support worker, and when you were schooling, you were working in Walmart, you couldn't get a job. Of course, you will always get a job in that field though. But if you couldn't get a job, and then they're gonna say that the hours you did in Walmart didn't rhyme because you were, no, it's not what he's saying. What he's saying is that even if you did some hours in Walmart, but by the immediately you graduate from that, for instance, disability support worker, you getting a job in that field. Okay, so in that way you can be eligible. But however, the hours you did in Walmart will be added for you in the work permit, in the employers, that in the whatever, in the new one you're doing in your field of study. So you must have valid SNMP job approval. Employers must register with SNMP and obtain job approval letter. So this one is going to be given to you by the person that is employing you. They already know how to go about it. So, and then you must have the IELTS highest band 4. It's not that much, okay? So you whether you like it or not, you must always have IELTS. Okay, so if you schooled in another province that is not in Saskatchewan, but just in another provinces, it's still the same requirement, okay? But the only thing is, let me tell you, the only difference is that they said you must have graduated from an equivalent of at least academic year of 8 months of full-time study in a recognized post-secondary school in Canada, outside of, imagine, so like I said, remember I said that before, full 1 year academic year, one academic year of at least 8 months. You don't want to waste your time. Just go for in-demand course and take up an 8-month course and, you know, move on with your life, you know, except, I don't know, you know, so you get your head. So there's another thing I want to say. So you worked after graduation with a postgraduate work permit of at least 6 consecutive months of paid employment on a job related in your field of study. Eligible types of work include work experience gained on a post-graduation work permit. So now, the difference between those that studied in another province, in other provinces that is not Saskatchewan, is that for Saskatchewan, you can, the work experience you did while you were a student, you know, counts, okay? You can say it here. However, if you're coming from another province, it doesn't count. So you have to start counting from the moment you get a job. That's just the only difference, okay? So this is the number one. I love Saskatchewan. It's an awesome place to be. You want to visit Saskatchewan when you come to Canada. And they have very, very great Nigerian, you know, society there, like Nigerian Association there. That's something you want to, like, they are amazing people. They are amazing people. So the second school that we are looking at is the school, is the second province, sorry. You can still do the same thing I explained, is Prince Edward Island. You can also look for schools there. I mentioned some schools in the other video. I'm gonna link that video to this particular one on the description, so you can go and watch the schools, okay? So now, if you school there, you can see the eligibility criteria is you must have a post-secondary degree or diploma from a publicly funded Prince Edward. Of course, you must have schooled in that city, okay? You must have a full-time a full-time job, right? So you must have valid postgraduate work permits and legal status in Canada. You must be able to attend an interview, okay? So if in a high skill occupation defined by training, you know, your tier, I made a video about that. You can see your tier. So tier 1, tier 2, 3, all of those ones, you can see how you can find out your tiers. So that is why when you look at all this, okay, you will do what? You will go and take up courses that are in this tier. You don't just take up any course you like, you know, so that you don't come out and become stranded and you have just 1 year, and 1 year is so short. So you want to do something that is targeted. You do a targeted, you know, like you target what you're doing, count your, and one good thing about Canada is you can count when you're starting, count when you're finishing, count when you're getting your PRN. It's going to work when you do your calculation and mathematics very well, okay? So providing a completed, including an employer is comfortable with employee proficiency, okay? So if an intermediate skill position defined by this, for instance, intermediate skills are 4 or 5, you provide a valid test, English test, okay? So your age must be between 18 to 59, okay? So you have financial resources, that's it, and demonstrate a genuine intention. So this one's, theirs is very easy. if you even graduated from another province and you want to go through Prince Edward Island International Graduates, you can try them. You can, go through their pathway after you've taken like a certificate course or post-secondary school, 8 months, like eight months, and you're done with what you're doing. Another one is Nova Scotia. So for Nova Scotia, you can see, so when you school there, you are eligible to apply. Okay, you can see. You can see, okay, designated and then provide position and endorsed by the province. So this is it for their that's for the student route. Okay, so this is for employers, like when they want to hire international students. Okay, so international qualified to work off campus. So you can start working when you're in this province, you see. Okay, so that is it. So this province also has the same thing that I listed earlier. Okay, if you school there, you will still have that opportunity that I explained. So the next one is okay. So, and please allow me to talk about you studying an occupation in demand in this Nova Scotia that I mentioned. So this Nova Scotia, if you studied in NOC 3, for instance, they have a route that, okay, if you studied in this NOC, okay, you can see it. Okay, so these are the NOCs they have. You can take up a course in that NOC, right? So your minimum of work experience related to the 1 year minimum of work experience, your age 21 to 55, equivalent high school diploma, blah, 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 like the same thing I explained, right? Okay, so they also have their work experience. After you've graduated, you want to go through the minimum work experience and all, go through the same route. So another one is Newfoundland and Labrador. So if you want to go through that, they have international graduate route, okay? So for their international graduate route, look at the eligibility. So applicants to the international graduate category must have an IRC, of course, postgraduate work permit. Once you graduate, you apply for that using your school transcript and a few other transcript, certificate, and few other documents, okay? So the postgraduate work permit, at least 4 months validity remaining on it. You must have a full-time job or job offer in this NOC, A or B, or NOC C occupation, provided the occupation is in demand. You see, it's also very important. Always look out for in demand. It's very important. So at least 1 year duration with a reasonable expectation of extension. Eligible Newfoundland and Labrador employers, they have their employers compensate the applicant in the form of salary or wages, meet provincial employment standard, NOC employment, and all of that. Look at the age, 21 to 59. You have an intentional ability to settle there. You hold sufficient settlement fund. You have your English requirement. Remember, this English testing is required for NOC C, okay? Only for NOC C, okay? So if an applicant completed their study in a recognized public post-secondary institution outside of Newfoundland and Labrador, their job offer must be directly related to the field of study. So now if you did your post-secondary, like, what I spoke about, the certificate, the diploma, and all of that, you have to do it, like you have to get a job in that field of study, okay? So yeah, so you're not eligible if you've not completed your studies yet. If you're a student who have studied in Canada under sponsorship from an agency or government that expects you to return from your country. So you don't want to get a scholarship from Nigeria or from Africa or from any country, and you want to apply for this because your country that sponsored you, they're expecting you to be back. So you or any independent family members over 22 years have a criminal record, or any over the age of 20 have a criminal record, of course. So you've unresolved custody or child support dispute. You have international misrepresented yourself in the application intentionally, okay? You don't want to misrepresent, like I keep saying, you have to be sincere. All right, so yeah, that's basically for this particular province. So yeah, so the next province now is a bonus, okay? This is for the New Brunswick, okay? So for New Brunswick, you want to check. So there is a new program that they have, new immigration stream for international graduates. So first of all, let me stop a bit here. If you're still here with me, please, and you haven't subscribed, please remember to subscribe to my channel. I post more than one or more videos at least once a week. And I bring you information about migration to Canada, life in Canada, US, UK, and tips on how to stay and survive. And please remember to like, share. So this is the new immigration stream for international graduates of private career colleges. Okay, so now they said, look at the Fredericton. So Opportunities MB is piloting a new international immigration stream to help support provinces increasing labor needs. So there's shortage of labor. There's shortage of labor. So a lot of employers are crying out. They need people to work. They need people to work. So you can see it started from April 1. So international students who graduate from one of the 4 long-standing New Brunswick private career colleges and who have studied in one of the 19 identified occupations will be able to apply for this program. So you can see the participating institutions. You can see Atlantic Business College, Eastern College, all those ones are colleges, and you can get certificates as low as 8 months. Like in 8 months, you're already a graduate and you're proceeding for your, So the initiative is something we've been working on quite some time, and we please get it across the line. Say the post-secondary education, okay? So newcomers are key to addressing the challenges of our work, of our labor market, and by providing this additional immigration. So it's just about something. So, but let me quickly move to targeted occupation for this pilot, okay? So look at it. So number 1 is social and community service workers. That's 4212. Early childhood educators. So these social and community workers is still under disability support worker. You want to look into it, okay? Early childhood education. So these are occupations that when you study, look at it, home support, licensed practical nurses, healthcare aid, educational assistants, paramedics and related occupations, medical laboratory technologies, medical laboratory technicians and pathologist assistants, medical administrative assistants, computer programmers and interactive media developers, web designers and developers, computer network technicians, user support technicians, accounting technicians and bookkeepers, payroll clerk, shippers, receivers, supply chain, logistics. So you see, these are the courses. So you want to look into that, okay, and see if any of this is something you're interested in or something you haven't experienced in, or you even studied, back home that you want to go advance or even study more. So you see, all of these things, you do them with wisdom. I wish you good luck. This is the end of my video for the day. I wish you good luck, and I hope your plans work and you'll be in Canada with your family. Imagine doing these things and then bringing all your family members to Canada. And yes, there's another province that does this too. I forgot. Manitoba also has this. I said it in my other video. Probably that's why I didn't even bother mentioning it. They also have this stream that if you schooled in Manitoba, you have a point and all of that, and work experiences and all.